Farscape engineers, Inspector Summary Radio, Cisco Meneses here. We're in Beaumont, Texas. We're here on a 12-story. First thing, let's start off with this Farscape is going through a confidence test. Did not pass the confidence test. It is not ready to either be load tested or certified. And as far as providing to the authority having jurisdiction, either a load test, can't do that right now, or other evidence of strength, cannot do that right now. The fire code here requires that this Farscape be inspected and tested every year. It does not pass the test, has some connection issues, which I'm about to discuss. But the requirement is that every year the Farscape be examined, tested, or certified. And we can't do it, we're just doing the examination right now. So first thing, we got some issues with original hardware. We got some issues here also with some welded connections that need to be x-rayed or load tested, and we have some, we're looking for evidence of maintenance, which we're not seeing other than welded repair, but the welded repair left all the rust inside the connections. So the ladder, original hardware, this needs to be verified. As you can see, all original hardware must be switched out or load tested to verify this ladder to the roof. Some welded connections that need to be verified, load tested, or bolted to avoid the load test, and I'll speak about that throughout. Farscape has been kept painted, so some spot painting on this Farscape will make it pass, but otherwise it is due for a paint job, but a spot paint job will make it pass. While I'm discussing that, I'm also going to be discussing the fact that there is lead on this Farscape, and it does need to be done by a lead paint renovator, so anybody touching this Farscape must have a renovator's license. First issue, we got a lot of rust in the on all the major connections tying back through into the building. So 75% of the entire structure does have this kind of buildup of rust behind the through plate bolt. So every single one of them has problems going down. So at least 75%. All your treads are original hardware. So this is original hardware. In some cases, you're going to see a bolt change out there, but 100% of the treads need to be rebolted in order to avoid the load test. We got a lot of rust buildup on the stringer clips. These stringer clips, instead of cleaning them out, they came in and welded them. These are the better ones. Going down further, everyone has got huge rust in them. A lot of them in the bottom, the bolts are either missing or they have original hardware, so those need to be swapped out. As you can see, bulges in the back, that all needs to be cleaned out. And then we need to reattach, verify the original one, or make a new connection back into the building to eliminate the need to verify this old one. Paint in good condition, all original rivets, all original hardware. Again, all the treads, they've welded the treads and they've welded the clips. They left the rust inside. You're going to start seeing shots, so everything's welded and everything, the rust stayed inside. Going back down, all these floors, same problem. See, rust behind the through bolt. All that needs to be cleaned out. Same here. You're going to start seeing original hardware in all the treads. See if I can look up. See all the rust up there? And you see all the rust up there, see? On the clips. Gets worse as we go down. The clips were not cleaned, but they were all welded. Again, without proper cleaning. 100% of the treads rebolt in order to avoid the load test. Some welded clips, instead of taking out the rust, they've welded them, but again, must be cleansed. You can start seeing the bulge here. And the angles that they put in temporarily. Bulge, angles, incorrect repairs. So that needs to be dealt with. So again, 75% of the superstructure holding the platforms was improperly repaired. Going back down. They welded the rust in position here too. Treads. Instead of fixing the treads, they welded them in position. Incorrect repairs. 100% of all the treads needs to be. This is all a half-inch rust expansion. This tread is life safety issue. It could drop at any time. If it does, it's going to drop people. Look at all the rust coming down, all the rusty tiers. This is probably one of the worst ones. And I'll show you what that looks like as we go down. If I can look up, see all the rust up there? Look at all the rust up there. And the clip that got welded into position. It keeps getting worse as we go down. See all the rust in here? Look at all that rust. Look at all that rust. Okay, all that needs to be cleaned out in order to be load tested or in order to be certified. Look how much rust is in there. Look how much rust is in here. Look at all the stains on the wall. Look at all that rust up there. Okay, so again, 75% of all the platforms, they just welded the rust into the connection. See all the rust in the connection? See all the rust in the connection? 100% of the treads rebolting. See the rust up there? And you see the rust up there. Got it? Okay, continue going down, 100%. Welded again, incorrect repair. The rust stayed inside. Major rust on that connection. Major rust on that through bolt. Major rust on this through bolt. Again, welded connections. So this will start repeating itself after a while. You can start seeing the stains. These stains, that means that those bolts are, even though they're new bolts, they never cleaned out the rust. So look at all the bolt is compromised. Instead of putting a bolt back here, they welded. So all these need to be rebolted. They welded the connection shut. You can see the major rust up above. 100% of the treads need to be rebolted. Again, a lot of Mickey Mouse repair work done here, but they never cleaned out the rust. All the rust here is pushing this platform. Platform there, evidence of rust in the back through dragon tears. A lot of these pop rivets. Let's go back down. They welded some of these connections. Look at all the major rust in this connection, major rust in that connection. Treads, changed 100% of the bolts. They welded all these connections. See the rust in there? And the other one. So instead of fixing it correctly, they just hit it with weld. Major rust problem here. So much rust and dirt that you're able to grow ferns over here. Major rust over there. So as I mentioned before, 75% of all your supports are bad. Everything got welded by a welding company instead of repaired correctly. That's why you're not passing the confidence test. I have evidence of rust in the connections. All this must be opened up, cleaned out, properly rebolted. No welds. You can't weld on anything that has lead. So the welding guys can't come back here anymore. The EPA does not allow. There's fines and penalties if you weld on anything that has lead. Same thing here. Now it's just starting to repeat itself. Let's go down. Instead of fixing this tread correctly, they welded this treads. And those welds must be verified by X-ray or load test. Problems. Tread's ready to go. Let's go down. We got a cantilever down at the ground that I need to talk to you about. So, tread problems, support problems, rusting through bolts, supports, stringer clips, rusted connections, no cleaning of the rust, welded connections, welded treads, expanding through bolts, rusting through bolts, going down to the cantilever, welded connections, rust in the connections. All that must be cleaned out in order for you to deal with this. Expanding through bolts. Now we're getting down to the cantilever, which was hit by a truck. All the treads, 100%. We've got a life safety issue, and not only in certain spots up above, but down here below. This fire escape was hit, and the cantilever's cocked to the left. It needs a release arm so nobody can break it and bring it down. These bends and that support arm right up there, that angle is totally bent, and it's bent down. In the photographs you'll see, totally bent and bent down. So severe structural damage to that support. This is cocked to the left. Now it's weight balance backwards. So if I try to step out here, as you can see, when I start stepping out 2, 3, and I get off of it, she goes right back up. So she's supposed to drop 2 to 3 feet per second, hit the ground, and stay down with a release arm. So that needs to be done. You got a lot of rust inside. You got a lot of rust on the angles also on that same one, the stiffener angles. And you've got a lot of rust and welded clips here, see? This clip has original hardware. It's already snapped off the side. So the left side of this stringer is not even attached anymore. The right side of the stringer is no longer attached, but they put in a temporary bolt, brand new bolt. But that's being eaten by the rust that was left behind. Okay? And you've got the supports there. So right now, you see the rust in the treads, making them, and there's one that's got no bolts left in them. And this is what happens when some of these things got, the original bolt stayed, they put a bolt in the back, original bolt in the back. So a lot of this work was not done to satisfy the load request, which is every year, or the certification, which would mean a full refurbishment. So that's not happening here. This fire escape being hit, the law requires that the insurance company not only fix this, but they are also liable to get the whole building back into compliance. So this avenue will be addressed and discussed to see if they want to go that route. The law 1030.8 here in Beaumont requests that this fire escape be inspected every year, examined every year, tested every year, or certified every year. So that's to be discussed with the city official as to whether or not, because of this damage, they want to load test immediately after this of the entire structure. So see the bend, the huge bend right there. That's a tremendous amount of force on the cantilever that caused it to do this kind of damage. Any questions? Fire escape engineers. Inspector summary video. Inspector Meneses, 866-649-0333. 866-649-0333.